Welcome to the Zaxby's Coaches Show, brought to you by First Bank and by Zaxby's Friends Family Flavor, with your host, Chris Delambert.
Joined for the opening by my good friend Hector Perez, the marketing director for Zaxby's. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. Like we were talking earlier, a little bit out of gas, but you know what? I'm still rolling. It's like, what? We got to be here for a good hour and a half? I think
3 hours, man. We're going 3 hours tonight.
Oh, well then, hey.
No, good news is, since you're out of gas, we've got about half an hour tonight. We only got one school since Southern Lee was off this week. Lee County, with the game that spanned 2 weeks, went from Friday to Monday. We'll get the Lee County staff and players on set here before too long. But before we do, as always, I want to thank Zaxby's for their support for local Lee County sports. But I want to talk about the 5K event that you all have coming up on the 26th of October. Can you tell us a little bit about what that event is, what you're raising money for?
Yeah, so I guess we could start out with the raising money. So what it is, it's going to be a 5K. It's in partnership with Piedmont Race Series. They are a partnership with Dick's Sporting Goods. All the funds go to Victory Junction, which is a camp in Asheboro, Randolph County, I think is where it's at. And it's just a big land donated by Richard Petty, 50 acres of just, lots of fun for kids, that have disabilities that just aren't able to be kids. And this is a safe place for them to be at and just, have a good time. And, it's all sponsored. No parent pays for a kid to go there. It's all paid by sponsors. So we're happy to be a sponsor.
Sounds like a noble cause. And the race is at, where exactly is the race? Where's the course?
Stanley Park.
All right, so it's Stanley Park, 26th of October. What time does the flag go down?
So we started at 10 a.m. I think that's going to be for the 5K, and then we have the Monster Dash a couple minutes after, about 15 minutes after.
Okay, so 10 o'clock-ish, if you're not doing anything on the 26th of October, you want to be there. How do people sign up for that event in advance?
So what they do is they can go to one of our locations, our 11 locations. They'll have a poster there. You can sign up at PiedmontRaceSeries.com. You can just look for our 5K there, and then you can just register through there. You can either pick either the 5K or the Monster Dash, which is the walk.
Okay, and if people don't decide until the last minute, can they register at the event on race day?
Yes, we'll have on at event registration.
Okay, and what's the cost for the event?
So it's for the 5K after fees and everything, I think it's $35. For the Monster Dash, it's $17.
All right, $35 for a good cause.
Oh yeah, and then we've got prizes. First place, $200 cash, $100 Zaxby's gift card. Second place, $150 cash, $50 Zaxby's gift card, and third place, $75 cash and a $25 Zaxby's gift card. So the prizes are there, and then we've also got prizes from Dick's Sporting Goods. So we're hoping that it does a good turn.
Okay, very good. Sounds like a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
PiedmontRacingSeries.com. Did I get that correct?
Piedmont Race Series.
PiedmontRaceSeries.com. That's a mouthful.
It is a mouthful, but hey, it's not too hard to find.
And if you forget, just go to a local Zaxby's location, and you can register there at the store. Is that correct?
Well, you'll have the actual poster. We'll give you all the information.
Perfect.
For it. But you can do it on your phone or on the computer. It's super easy and it's super fast.
All right, wishing you all the luck with that.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Anything else you'd like to add?
Other than that, if you haven't seen that, we have the sensation back. We have it back, and it's also in a sandwich. So take it how you want it.
Very nice. All right, thank you, Hector Perez. Thank you, Zaxby's, for all of their support. We'll take a quick break and be back with Coach Steve Burdeau of the Lee County Yellow Jackets.
It's my favorite time of the year. Football is back. I would like to personally invite you to come down for your next new or pre-owned vehicle purchase. With one of the largest new and pre-owned inventories in the area, come see us today for discounts that the competition simply can't match or beat. If you drive in Sanford, why not buy in Sanford? Come see me, the deal maker. Come and get that big town deal with that small town feel right here at Crossroads Ford in Sanford.
90 years ago, First Bank was founded. You know First Bank, the one where you are greeted by name, the one dedicated to the community, and the one born in the heart of the Carolinas.
We help our customers to realize their dreams by providing financial solutions and building trusted relationships. Hi, I'm David Fashee, and we are First Bank.
Welcome back to the Zaxby's Coaches Show. Chris Delambert joined just like I said I would be. Coach Steve Burdeau. Coach, I gotta be 100% frank with you. Is that fair?
Yeah.
All right, Friday night a week ago, we saw a performance. I don't know who took over the jerseys, the uniforms of the Lee County Yellow Jackets, but I didn't recognize the team that I saw. Then I have had several people who sort of rolled their eyes because this game got stopped for lightning twice. The second time was about 10:15, you guys made the call.
Yeah.
And I don't think people realize how adamant you were. You wanted to finish that game that night. But a lot of people were like, okay, this gives them a chance to reset, recharge their batteries. First of all, talk a little bit about the decision-making process and what goes into suspending a football game midstream, because that is not good for anybody.
No. You know, so first off, when there's lightning within 10 miles, that's when we got to get off the field. And it's got to be heard, and then they track it. Once we go off the field, every lightning strike they see adds another 30 minutes. So we were just continuing to get another lightning strike, 30 more minutes. So Coach Womack, Coach Peace, Mr. Ross, and their coach, we all came together and we talked about it. And that was our agreement. When we got to 10:15, if we were still getting put in strikes, we were going to delay it. We were going to put it on until Monday. And we let that up to their coach to make that decision, knowing they have a 2-hour ride.
Yeah.
You know, the goal was to play it on Friday night, make it easier on them, but you know, it didn't work out that way. And I think, you know, riding home that night, I think that was probably a good decision because we'd probably still been there well after midnight.
Well, I'm going to tell you, even if you got the game in, your field never would have been the same. We stuck around for a while. I was on site till about 11 o'clock, and it was coming down in buckets by then. So anybody that was skeptical when the call was made, if they'd have been around 5 minutes later, they'd have realized it was coming, and it was coming bad. So talk about, this is not a unique situation, but it's not a common one, where Friday night at 10:15 you make the call, you send Anson County home, your guys are still in town, and you say, okay, 3 days from now we're going to come back and we're going to finish this game. What are you doing in the interim?
Yeah, so actually it's the second time this year we got to do that. You know, we did it against E.E. Smith, so I guess we had a little bit of practice at it, but you know, we get a chance to watch film in game. So each of those breaks we had, and during halftime, we're watching film in the locker room. We're talking about things. So we continue to do that over the weekend. I went through and put in notes for the offense to go back and watch on each particular play, because the things that we were calling, the things that we were doing weren't matching up. You know, if we were doing our job as we did on Monday, we were showing it could be successful. So just clearing some things up.
Okay, so for folks that aren't familiar with exactly what happened, the game was suspended. It was stopped for the second time and suspended through to Monday with about 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Lee County was down 13-6. Anson County had the ball at the 2-yard line, 3rd and 1. So 3 days later, you come back. Good crowd turned out for it. I was impressed with that, and a good call by your AD, Reggie Peace, making admission free. I think that made a lot of difference. So the teams file back out. Anson predictably scores to go up 2 touchdowns, and then all hell broke loose. 4 touchdowns in about a 6-minute period, and you guys just went crazy. And everything that you couldn't do on Friday night just seemed to come easily on Monday. You say it's just a matter of execution. I'm not sure I buy that. Tell me what the real deal was.
You know, I didn't call a single play different on Monday than I did on Friday. You know, the same 4 or 5 plays. We didn't really have a big playbook on Friday or on Monday. We just did a very good job executing them. I knew once we got our first big play that we'd get a little bit of energy going, and then I think the rest is kind of snowball from there. But we had a good screen play to start off the day to Tyreek, and then AJ had 2 good runs, and that was kind of just from there. The defense made a couple big plays. We blocked the punt, and then all 3 phases were getting after it. So.
Well, I think the difference that we saw from Anson County is on Friday night, Wesley Lear, their senior quarterback, was a dual threat nightmare.
Right.
I mean, the pressure, every time you seemed to get pressure off the edge, he would roll outside of it and was able to connect on the run. Monday didn't have that same sort of magical connection. So I don't know if it was a matter of you know, him not having as good a game that time around, or your guys being a little bit tighter in coverage, whatever case might be. But it was really like watching 2 completely different football games. And I guess moving into this weekend, you guys traveled to Triton.
Yep.
What makes you certain that what you're going to see this Friday against Triton is what we saw on Monday, as opposed to what we had seen on Friday?
Well, definitely the plan is in practice today and tomorrow and Wednesday and Thursday to make sure that doesn't happen. Anson's a good football team. I think they're going to end up winning, have a good chance to win their conference, and probably go pretty good ways in the playoffs. So I'm glad we scheduled them. I'm glad that was a team we got to play, and hopefully we can carry that momentum on to our conference.
Do you think there was any you think your guys might have been a little shell-shocked? They came out on Friday night, they've been rolling to pretty easy victories throughout the course of this season, and then they returned the opening kick for a touchdown, and I'm sure there was a lot of exhaling, all right, this is how this is going to go, and then nothing for, the next couple hours went that way. Do you think maybe it was, they got knocked on their heels a little bit?
I think there's probably a good chance. We returned that opening kickoff, and probably people relaxed a little bit, but I'm glad that we were able to wake up.
All right, very good. I talked to one of the coaches in the conference this past week, Lonnie Cox at Union Pines. He is convinced that Triton is a challenger for this conference title. I know what he thinks about what Triton poses as far as a challenge. Where are you at with that?
Yeah, Triton has two really good defensive linemen. They're kids that can be all conference type guys, and they play some offensive line as well. They have two running backs that are getting close to 1,000 yards already. So I think they're definitely a dynamic team on the offensive side of the ball, and a formidable opponent with that D-line.
All right, well, Triton for years has always rolled out the athletes, and you see them in pockets where they look like they can beat anybody, and then at the end of the season you look at the standings and you're like, that doesn't really make sense.
Right.
What do you attribute that to?
I don't know, just maybe consistency. I don't know how the coaching staff's been. It's been consistent coaching staff or not. I'm still learning a little bit about this conference. So I know Coach Penny's doing a good job this year with them. That's all I can tell.
All right, very good. Well, we'll take a quick break. You're watching the Zaxby's Coaches Show. We'll be back in just a moment with some new visitors.
It's game day at Classic Nissan. The starting lineup. Your captains on offense, number 5, Holden Cruz. And number 10, Jasmine Dole. Your captains on defense, number 55, Wesley Tater Womack. Number 7, Steve Dandrin. Whether you're a Yellow Jacket or a Cavalier, everybody gets a classic deal. For sales, service, or parts, visit us at ClassicNissanSanford.com or in person on Highway 87, right across from Walmart in Sanford.
90 years ago, First Bank was founded. You know First Bank, the one where you are greeted by name, the one dedicated to the community, and the one born in the heart of the Carolinas.
We help our customers to realize their dreams by providing financial solutions and building trusted relationships. Hi, I'm David Fashee, and we are First Bank.
Welcome back to the Zaxby's Coaches Show. I'm Chris Delambert. Steve Burdeau still hanging out, and we're joined on set by Justin Gaines, the Business Development Officer with First Bank. How are you today, sir?
Very well. How are you guys?
Outstanding, outstanding. So I have to ask, this is your first time with us.
Yes.
What's your interest level or your experience level with football?
I played a lot of football in high school. Went to East Carolina, took in a lot of football games there, had season tickets for East Carolina for a solid 10 years before I had my first son. And as most folks probably know, you don't get to make that many football games when you do have a little one. And now that I've got 2, there are far fewer that I take in. But
well, since you're part of the Pirate family, I have to ask you about Gardner Minshew. Is there a special place, even though he didn't finish at ECU, do you guys still claim him as a Pirate?
I guess we could take him or leave him.
Oh, all right. Steve, what do you think? What's the call?
I think you claim him, just
you
like
claim
NC
him?
State claims Russell Wilson.
They loved it.
You got to claim him when you can.
It's amazing. NC State fans love to forget the whole 3 years at Wisconsin, or year at Wisconsin. Yeah. It's amazing that they play that out in their mind. But as always, we want to say thank you for all of the support that First Bank gives to regional sports. And you have the honor today, sir, of presenting trophies to the players of the game on offense and on defense for the Yellow Jackets. So when we come back from our break, we'll be able to do that. But what would you like to tell us about First Bank and what's going on there these days?
First Bank is a fantastic community bank. We're headquartered in Southern Pines. We have local authority. We have everything that the big banks have to offer, but our administration is local to North Carolina. When you call the bank, you speak to myself, you speak to Angela Poole, you speak to Karen Hall, you speak to Kathy Harrington, one of our branch managers. So you're not going through a large corporation like you may with some of our larger competitors.
There's a lot to be said for that, the human touch and your ability to have a positive impact on North Carolina with all that you do in lending and the rest of that, but also with the support you do for things like high school sports. It's amazing. First Bank's a great organization, and again, we want to say thanks from our whole team. And with that, we'll take a short break, and we'll be back with two outstanding football players from the past week.
90 years ago, First Bank was founded. You know First Bank, the one where you are greeted by name, the one dedicated to the community, and the one born in the heart of the Carolinas.
We help our customers to realize their dreams by providing financial solutions and building trusted relationships. Hi, I'm David Fashee, and we are First Bank.
It's game day at Classic Nissan. The starting lineup. Your captains on offense, number 5, Holden Cruz. And number 10, Jasmine Dole. Your captains on defense, number 55, Wesley Tater Womack. Number 7, Steve Dandred. Whether you're a Yellow Jacket or a Cavalier, everybody gets a classic deal. For sales, service, or parts, visit us at ClassicNissanSanford.com or in person on Highway 87, right across from Walmart in Sanford.
Welcome back to the Zaxby's Coaches Show. I'm Chris Delambert, joined by two outstanding young men who are deserving of some hardware. Coach, who do you have with us?
This is James. This is Sincere. All right, both these guys do a lot of stuff for us. They both work a little bit, playing both ways. They both play some special teams. They both had really good games this past week and were vital to our success and our comeback win against Anson County.
All right, James, your role on the squad has seemed to expand as the year has gone on. Tell me what your expectations as far as your contributions to the team are right now.
Make sure I execute, do all my assignments the best I can, make my teammates look good, get them running backs their yards, get the quarterback his stats, make sure everybody on defense is set up to get.
It's easy to get lost in the shuffle with the D1 guys and the seniors coming through the pipeline. What's it like playing around some of these guys and all the attention?
It's great, man. You know, it really helps out a little bit just being in the spotlight with some of those other guys. You know, get my own shot on them, I stand out with them.
Okay. And who, as you've been in the program, who has had the most impact on you from a player's standpoint? Which of the guys has mentored you and meant a lot in terms of bringing you to where you're at now? I put you on the spot, didn't I?
You did.
Surely there's somebody that stands out.
Larry Baldwin.
Okay.
Baldwin, he's a leader, man. Everybody know what they got to do.
Coach ever made you line up in an Oklahoma drill against Larry?
I don't think Larry won that.
Oh, is that right? I'll tell him that when I see him. All right. Yeah, if there's somebody to pattern yourself after, that's a heck of a ball player to do it. It's fun to watch all you guys, but yeah, it's very good. What's in store for Triton this weekend? What do you guys got?
Hey, can't say too much, man. It's going to be a good game, though. I think I should try to pop out and see that.
All right, I got Coach's perspective on what went wrong Friday night. What's your guys' perspective on it?
I feel like, as you said earlier, we came out and got that kick return back. I feel like we kind of laid back a little bit, and then they shocked us a little bit. So those weather delays and setting it off to Monday really gave us time to sit down, collect ourselves, get back to what we truly were.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you guys, having played high school sports, football in particular, there are going to be stories that no matter what you do the rest of your life that you're going to remember from playing high school football.
Facts.
The circumstances around this game are something you'll probably remember, but I have a feeling that at least one person on the coaching staff probably made a speech that will resonate with you for the rest of your life. Am I right about that?
You are.
All right, I'm not going to ask you to repeat what was said. I just wondered if that had happened. Was it Coach Burdeau?
I won't say it won't Burdeau. It won't Burdeau.
Okay.
He did tell us.
But you
something.
did have a speech that you'll remember forever.
We got the heartwarming speech.
All right, very good. And obviously you reacted well to it because you guys came out, and I'm going to tell you, the 16 minutes of game time that you played on Monday is about as strong as anybody can execute, particularly on offense. That was impressive. If you guys play like that the rest of the way, you're going to make some hay. I'm just saying.
He wants to play for like that for the rest of the season.
All right, anything to add, guys?
Can't say too much.
All right, with that, we will start with the offensive player of the week.
All right. Defense. That's defense. That's defense. There's offense.
And the offense.
There we go.
Cheesing for the camera. I like that. That was very good. Anything you'd like to add about these young men, Coach?
No, I just appreciate how hard these guys work. They continue to be good role models for the younger guys that are coming through JV, and both of them do a good job in the classroom. They're doing a really good job this fall, so I hope they continue to do that.
All right. Justin, anything you'd like to add?
Just congratulations to these two guys. I hope you keep up the hard work and best wishes going forward.
Sir.
All right. We're going to take one more break and come back, and Coach and I get to talk some NFL.
Sounds good.
And some college football. We'll expand our net a little bit, and we'll find something to riff about for the last 5 minutes or so. You're watching the Zaxby's Coaches Show.
Are you ready to sell your home and don't know which realtor to choose? Well, not all realtors are the same. I'm Crystal Copas, and I don't just stick a sign in the yard, throw it in the MLS, and hope to collect a commission. I provide a customized marketing plan that includes professional staging, photography, videography, and drone at no cost to you. Contact me, Crystal Copas, with RE/MAX Real Estate Service, and let's get your house sold. 919-356-5402 or visit me at crystalcopas.com.
It's game day at Classic Nissan. The starting lineup. Your captains on offense, number 5, Holden Cruz. And number 10, Jasmine Dowell. Your captains on defense, number 55, Wesley Tater Womack. Number 7, Steve Dandrett. Whether you're a Yellow Jacket or a Cavalier, everybody gets a classic deal. For sales, service, or parts, visit us at ClassicNissanSanford.com or in person on Highway 87, right across from Walmart in Sanford.
All right, welcome back to the Zaxby's Coaches Show. Chris Delambert, Coach Steve Burdeau. NFL. You know, I got to give you a chance to puff your chest out about those Carolina Panthers. But before I do, I have a question for you. And this is sort of, from the grassroots level up. My impression, the thing I think I am learning about the National Football League right now is that there are young men capable of playing the quarterback position that are buried on rosters and with adequate reps and preparation can play the game as well as all but the top couple of folks in the NFL. Where am I wrong with that?
No, I agree. I think after the first 5 or 6 guys in the league, I think there's about 50 more that are probably pretty similar. So I think you're exactly right.
We see it with Gardner Minshew in Jacksonville, and then of course close to home, Kyle Allen, who now is perfect as a starter. And low key, I mean the NFL. The MVP award has become the best quarterback award. The last non-quarterback to win it was 2012, Adrian Peterson. Since then, it's been all quarterbacks, most likely going to be a quarterback now and every year into the future. But Christian McCaffrey, if he's not the MVP in football, in the National Football League, I don't know anything about football.
Yeah, ain't no doubt. He's really getting it done. And I think he's what helps Kyle Allen be successful. Obviously, the defense is very good as well, but when you can give him the ball 20 or 30 times a game and in 5 different ways you get it to him, you know, he's a heck of a football player.
Now, the one concern, I guess, that Panther fans that are paying close attention have to have with Kyle Allen right now is ball security and fumbling the football. What, from a sort of instinct standpoint, what is it going to take for him to develop a better sort of internal clock that, hey, I got to get this thing out of here, or I've got to secure the ball down?
I'm hoping the more and more reps he's getting out in live action, the better he's going to get with that. I like to hear they said that he was working with the running backs doing ball security stuff, so he's definitely working on that kind of thing. But sometimes it's tough to simulate that stuff in practice. So every rep he gets, he's going to get better at it. The one thing that I've been happy with, he hasn't been throwing interceptions. You know, he has fumbled the ball, but at least he's got that part under control.
So there's 2 schools of thought with regard to Cam Newton. One is that, you know, Cam can get healthy, get back, take this team, you know, by the reins and take this thing back over. The other is sort of that, you know, Cam's time may be done in Carolina. Nobody knows for certain. Right. We're going to have to watch this play out. The bottom line is, if Kyle Allen keeps winning ball games,
tough to take him off the field.
You know, people forget Tom Brady wasn't Tom Brady when he took over for Drew Brees, and the idea that Tom Brady could do anything as well as Drew Brees on a football field is laughable at that point. And here we are 20 years later, and, you know, Tom Brady's the best there ever was. You know, it's not that I'm saying that Kyle Allen will become that, but if you're winning ball games and you're not doing it in spite of your quarterback, you don't make a change. You don't go rocking that boat. So with Cam, what is this team doing differently than they did now, as opposed to the 8 straight losses they had incurred with Cam at the helm?
I think one thing they're able to do right now is Kyle Allen can throw the ball vertical. And the skill guys they have outside with DJ Moore and Chris Samuel making some plays and stretching the defense vertical only makes it so much easier for Christian McCaffrey to have those open holes or those checkdowns turn into, instead of being a 3-yard gain, or now 6 and 8-yard gains. So I think being able to go vertical down the field with Kyle compared to what Cam was doing.
All right, and I know that, you know, he gets lost in the shuffle, and you got Christian McCaffrey, you got DJ Moore, Greg Olsen still doing his thing. But you know the real secret to this team's success is the intangibles brought by Curtis Samuel, the Buckeye. You know, that's what it's all about.
Hey, when they drafted him, I was excited about it. I mean, he's a heck of a football player, so I'm glad he's healthy.
Well, we've talked about it on radio a lot, and I think that there's truth to it. We kind of joked about it during, you know, Cam's injury struggles and the rest of that. But I think now can really see it. The receivers in particular, they're finishing routes, they're running hard, because there's an expectation I can get vertical and I can get the football.
I might get the ball.
Where, you know, it happens. If you got a quarterback that can't push the ball down the field, there's only so many times those guys are going to run 35 and 40 yards at a dead sprint, right?
There ain't no doubt about it. So I thought even the first week of the year when Cam was playing that it was obvious even then that his arm strength wasn't necessarily what it usually is. Now they're saying his ankle's hurt, so I don't know. But if he comes back and is 100% and can play like he did in 2015, then obviously he's the guy. But until Kyle Allen loses the game, it's going to be tough to pull him off the field.
All right, I got to ask you, from a college standpoint, Wake has crept up into the top 25, sitting at 17 and 19, depending upon what poll you see. You know anything about this Wake program? It just sort of is coming out of nowhere, it seems like, over the last few years. And I know it kind of kicked off a couple of years ago when they beat Florida State. Yeah. But what do you know?
Yeah, so I don't know that staff very well. I have a good coaching friend of mine that goes to their games every time they have a home game. He spoke very highly of them. He's seen the transition, I guess, for the last few years of them becoming, you know, a decent team to now being able to compete in ACC. So he spoke very highly of him. I think you know, he's a heck of a football coach, so if he recognizes it, I think they got things going in the right direction.
All right, Brooke, this is softball. Anybody going to touch Clemson in the ACC this year?
No, I don't think so. One of our offensive linemen is a Clemson fanatic, and he told me today that everything, all the way through the ACC championship, was a cakewalk.
Well, you know that every year Clemson's had a tendency to gack away a game they shouldn't. In those years where they get away with one, like they did with UNC, they're probably in pretty good shape moving forward. So I guess the broader question is, Alabama, Clemson are playing on a completely different plane than everybody else. Right now, Ohio State, Georgia, depends on who you like, probably your 3 and 4. What's the talent level difference? It's obviously not impossible for Ohio State or Georgia or Oklahoma or a couple other teams to beat either Alabama or Clemson. but what's the likelihood if you had to put odds on it?
Yeah, I don't think it's. I wouldn't. If I was a betting man, I wouldn't definitely bet against Clemson or Alabama against any of those teams. But I think you can even go down to Oklahoma and be a top 5, and any of those teams can play pretty close together. It might be a 2-score game for any of them. With the type of football they play, a 2-score game, obviously with a little bit of luck, could be anything. So.
All right. Any news we haven't touched on with regard to Lee County?
Nothing new going on right now. Hopefully in the next few weeks maybe we'll have some recruiting news.
Very good. We'll be here to talk about it. This has been the Zaxby's Coaches Show. I'm Chris Delambert, Coach Steve Burdeau. Next week we'll be joined by Coach Ken Neal, God willing, as Southern will be a part of the festivities, but haven't been off 2 weeks. It was just Lee County tonight, which is not a bad thing for Yellow Jacket fans. I'm Chris Delambert. This is the coach. We're out. Peace.
Guys, it's back! Inline skating.
Rock and roll hair?
Calling this thing a pound sign instead of a hashtag?
No, the Zensation is back at Zaxby's.
The Zensation Salad is back, and introducing the new Zensation Filet Sandwich Meal with hand-breaded chicken, Asian slaw, wonton strips, and citrus vinaigrette, both served with an egg roll. The Zensation Salad and Filet Sandwich Meal, only at Zaxby's.
Thanks for watching the Zaxby's Coaches Show, brought to you by First Bank and by Zaxby's Friends Family Flavor with your host, Chris Delambert.